Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Y'all, check it out. Yo Gotti, right? Yo Gotti just took Pooh Shiesty from Gucci Man. I'm gonna break down how this go when, bosses don't feed wolves right? Because Pooh Shiesty is a wolf, Gucci Man, he's a boss, and obviously he wasn't feeding the wolf right. So we're going to break that down. We're going to get into that. Let me just start this up, get this thing going with some music. All right?
Hey-o! Keep it going, 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 keep it going. Mecca what? Mecca audio, Mecca what? Mecca audio, Mecca what? Mecca audio, Mecca what? Mecca audio. I like the way it's going now.
All right, you know what it is, right? Check it out. We're going to break it down, right? This is how bosses lose wolves and how wolves turn into ops. This is a street code check. Listen close, right? This ain't gossip. This ain't street code. This ain't code bosses exit. This ain't whatever you think happens when power mishandles loyalty. That's what this is about. Gucci Man had the power, and Pooh Shiesty feel that he didn't handle him right. He didn't handle the situation with his cousin Big Scar, passing, rest in peace. Everybody want to sign a wolf, but don't nobody want to feed him right. Protect his bloodline and stand on principle when the lights go out. That's how it is when you sign a wolf. So you think twice before you sign a wolf, but you better believe it's a pot of gold at the end of that road. All right? Everybody want to sign a wolf, but nobody want to feed him right. Protect the bloodline or stand on principle when the lights go out. I had to say that again. And when you break the code with a wolf, all bets is off. Right? Let me tell you about the wolf. I'm going to tell you about the big bad wolf right now. I might even slide into one from back in my day to give you an example, because I know y'all like when I ride. We talking about Pooh Shiesty, not a puppy, not a mascot, a young wolf, a loose cannon, a high risk, a high reward. A dude who allegedly dropped 40K at a crime scene, meaning money was never the motive with what he went to jail for. It was about the respect and the principle of the matter of whatever took place when they went to make that exchange. And Pooh Shiesty himself would tell you that that's what that is. Dude tried to, he said, man, I ain't trying to hear that, because that's how wolves work. Now, the wolf, right? A dude who, like I said, allegedly dropped 40K at the scene, man. That matters when a man is moving on principles and respect, or respect and principle. The first boss signed it, right? Enter Gucci Man. Gucci Man said, I'm going to sign this wolf. I can see the pot of gold at the end of this rainbow. I want that. Now, his boss energy, industry power, founder of 1017 Records, he signs the wolf. But when you sign a wolf, you also sign his family, his reputation, his expectations. Street contracts ain't just paperwork. They're blood adjacent. You understand that? This is where the jail test came in, right? Where bosses get exposed. Pooh Shiesty goes to jail, and this is where bosses get measured. When the soldier is captured is when the bosses get measured. Because under no circumstance should you leave any man behind. They tell you that in the military. Not by, he's not measured by Instagram posts or the chest size of the chain on his neck or the wind-band on his finger or the watch on his wrist that allegedly got taken. But who gets protected while the wolf is caged? And while the wolf is caged, young Pooh Shiesty, he felt as though Gucci Mane dropped the ball on his cousin because Gucci Mane knew what he was getting when he signed him. Gucci knew he was getting a wolf and he knew he was getting his cousin. So whatever his cousin was into, Gucci knew. And that's where Gucci was supposed to put a team around him to protect that, because they are the dope of today. They are the crack of today. Every time you hit that streaming button, that's you getting another hit of a Pooh Shiesty or a Big Scar or Gucci Mane or your Gotti track. Every time you hit that button, you're taking a hit of that pipe. But that's that musical pipe. You see what I'm saying? You catching the metaphor, this is getting too deep for you. But that's what's really happening right now. Right? But dudes think they measured by the Instagram post and how big the chain is. Nah, man, when the wolf is caged, how you gonna move? Now, Pooh Shiesty's cousin Big Scar was still under the label, right? Was still under the boss's umbrella. From a street perspective, that cousin is on your watch, Gucci Mane. That cousin is on your watch. The death and the crack in loyalty between Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty. We'll break that down for you right now. Big Scar overdoses and dies. Rest in peace. Now listen carefully. Perception is everything in the streets. Allegedly, Gucci Mane didn't fund the funeral completely. Only a portion was covered. The family was allegedly upset. Social media erupted. And this played out on social media. The family is allegedly asked to return a 1017 chain after the man has been deceased. If that's true, how low can you get? Especially when you got the size bag Gucci Mane got, and it's not about the multi-millions he got. It's about the loyalty. He passed away representing 1017. He earned that. That should not have been up for discussion. Just so you understand that. Now, that's not paperwork talk. That's spiritual disrespect in a street culture. That moment, the wolf turns emotionally. When the wolf turns emotionally, do you know what you get? And now he's emotionally changing while he's in Victorville, USP. And he finds out about his cousin. Now, his jail mindset, right? The wolf remembers. And Pooh Shiesty is hearing all this from a jail cell. So the wolf is caged. He can't move. He can't reach out. He can't strike. No control. No voice. No ability to protect his blood. And the wolf is ready to go out, all guns blazing. That builds resentment. That builds resentment. And that's what Pooh Shiesty's feeling for Gucci now. It's called resentment. Let me tell you the street math, right? This is what the street math say, right? If you couldn't protect my cousin while I was locked, what makes you think I trust you when I'm free? If you couldn't protect my cousin while I was locked, what makes you think I can trust you when I'm free? Enter the op, the second boss. Because you already know that Yo Gotti is Gucci Mane's op because Yo Gotti allegedly slept with Keisha Dior. Round of applause to her. She's a Jamaican and a very, very successful one. Round of applause to Keisha Dior. All right. Relax, y'all. Relax. It don't matter her background or where she came from, it's who she is now that matters. And that's what people need to realize, because I've seen people try to bash her on social media, and this is a man's wife. And she's a successful wife, and she showed that, held him down when he was in prison, and that's what the problem is. And I'm kind of confused because they say that Keisha Dior has taken over Gucci Mane's business, answer the phones, all and everything, you know, like she's just a Jamaican. You know what I mean? She want to be controlling her man. That's a Jamaican woman gone. But if she knew to hold down Gucci Mane in the manner that she held down Gucci Mane, and she's supposed to be the one allegedly screwing up Gucci Mane's business by trying to pull the strings on 1017 like she running something, then she was or would have told Gucci Mane, get your ass up there to Victorville and go visit that man. You don't know who else might be visiting him, crossing the wolf, throwing him all kinds of stakes and $1 million contracts. And you laid up under me, get your ass up there to Victorville. What is you nuts? That's how that would have, should have played out. Right? Now, let's talk about the op, right? Here you go where the op coming. This Yo Gotti. Round of applause to Yo Gotti. I respect Yo Gotti's gangster. I respect his gangster. All right, relax, y'all. Relax, man. Relax. I respect Yo Gotti's gangster. Right? He from the same city, Memphis, where Young Pooh from. Right? Same streets, but a different approach. Now, also, personal beef involved Gucci Mane verse Gucci ain't just music, it's ego, pride, alleged betrayal, and public disrespect. One street beef goes public, relationships die. Do you agree? Put it in the comments. How you feed a wolf is very important. Yo Gotti studies the wolf. He sits back and is watching the young wolf Shiesty. He don't just hear the music, he hears the identity of who that man is. Pooh Shiesty raps about rose-colored dreams. So what does Gotti allegedly do from this picture that I'm showing? He cops him a rose-colored Rolls Royce. Is that gangster or what? Somebody tell. I love this guy's business ethics, man. I gotta keep it 100. You know what I mean? Whatever beefs he got with whoever, I'm not picking no side. But when someone do something that's official, I respect that. Now, that's not a gift. That's psychological alignment. You heard that? That's not a gift. That's psychological alignment. That's saying, I see how you see yourself, and I want you to shine and be the greatest wolf you can be. That matters to a wolf. That matters to a wolf. You know, check it out, man. That ledge turn, right? We're going to talk about that ledge, that ledge turn, right? Now, here's where it gets dark and alleged, rumors circulate that Gucci Man is allegedly robbed, wedding band gone, watch gone, valuable allegedly around $2 million. Same day paperwork gets signed, Pooh Shiesty's release from the label. Coincidence, street dudes don't believe in coincidence, y'all. From a street code lens, the wolf felt betrayed first. He felt like Gucci Man betrayed him. He violated him emotionally and had him stuck in the cage and having to deal with the loss of his cousin under Gucci. Watch. This is how Pooh Shiesty is feeling. Forget the smiles and the rap music you looking at. This is how the wolf is feeling right now. That his family is disrespected, asking back for chains and not paying for all the funeral and saying the family owe you money. And once trust is gone, everything becomes fair game. Even the alleged robbery of a ring. That's a wedding ring and a watch. Not saying it happened or if it didn't happen, but I'm letting you know in this world, it happens. It happens when a wolf feels betrayed. The worst thing you want is a betrayed wolf on your heel. Oh, he smells his blood and it's yours. It's yours he's smelling. And that's what Pooh Shiesty's smelling right now. He's smelling Gucci Man's blood. And he, right now, and I'll make a whole video about that, right? But I'm going to take a short ride. I didn't ride yet. Make a short video about this quick statement I'm getting ready to make. Pooh Shiesty goes to jail, a young wolf, and he goes to jail around other wolves that was young wolves when they went in, but they've been down 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 decades that Poohsty got a chance to meet. So Pooh Shiesty got a chance to view every step of the next decades in his life if he stayed on that path. And I'm sure they let him know about the bag that he getting. You ain't dick. If y'all want a video about that, put that in the comments, man. I think I want to tell about the growth of Pooh Shiesty. You know what I mean? Because I could tell you psychologically how he grew when he went out to come out to look at how he looks now. You know, standing next to Gotti. And if there's a real picture or a fake picture, this fits the narrative of the story that I'm painting. So we're not going to get into that's a fake picture, this is a real picture, that's an AI. It's the image fits my story for you rat bastards and flip-flop wearing public mother effing trolls. Matter of fact, give 3 seconds to get to my channel. And you know the routine. Take that with you on the way out. You know what I mean? If you're going to sit in here and you a rat bastard, flip-flop wearing in public troll, just don't touch nothing. Right? Because I remember I had this one chick, right? I'm a ride. I had this one chick that remind me of you trolls, right? I used to just pick her up just to give me neck every night, right? When I want a good neck, I go pick her up. She get in the car. As soon as she get in the car, first thing I do is I lean the seat all the way back and I turn the music up high as I could turn it. And I'm just driving down the street. And I'm focusing on the road. I'm not even looking at her. I'm not saying nothing. And she know, just sit there and don't touch nothing. You're here for one reason and one reason only, and that's it. That's how I carry it, right? And that's how she allowed me to carry it. And that's how I'm telling you, rat bastards and flip-flop wearing in public trolls. When you get in my car, sit there, don't say nothing, because I ain't paying you no goddamn mind. You came in my car. All right, now, let's finish, right? The lesson, right? Bosses versus wolves. This ain't about size. This ain't about, management, psychology, Let's talk about Boss One, right? Boss One sees his artists as assets. He handles death like a cord. Misses emotional consequences. Boss Two, he reads psychology, he feeds identity, and he aligns with the wolf's self-image. One loses the wolf, one inherits the wolf. But can this one inheriting the wolf, Yo Gotti, can he handle the wolf? Can he control the wolf? Because even though it's a wolf, he has to know that someone is in control, because he's not one to be in control. He's just one that go out and get it. You understand? Now, right? The warning. But here's the final truth. A wolf don't become loyal because you treat him right once. He becomes loyal because you never violated the code. Do y'all understand the jewels that I'm giving you right now? That's why I don't want the rat bastard saying nothing. A wolf don't become loyal because you treat him right once. People think because they do something for you, they own you. You know those type of people. But a wolf becomes loyal because you never violated the code. You always respected the code, and that means respecting yourself. And if Yo Gotti ever disrespect the bloodline, plays, accounting games, forgets the jail test, let's say he forgets the jail test, that means what you do when a wolf get caught. That same wolf can turn against you too, Yo Gotti. So I know a lot of you industry dudes, y'all just trying to, get what you can now, and then think you move on and you just leave people behind. Those people become disgruntled. And when one of them is a wolf, now you have a problem. Now, let me ask you, this closing question, man. Would you work with someone like Pooh Shiesty? A wolf so locked into street code that he'll allegedly go to the extreme of robbing a boss for a wedding band and a watch, totaling about $2 million. Once he feels the code was broken, would you hire a man like that? I'm not picking sides. I'm just bringing you a straight question. Would you work with someone like Pooh Shiesty, a wolf locked into the street code that he'll allegedly go to the extreme of robbing his boss for a wedding and a watch totaling about $2 million once he feels the code was broken? Or do you respect that level of principle, even if it scares the crap out of you? Keep it 100. Picture a man turning on you like that for something you call so simple as, I ain't gonna pay for no funeral right now. He wasn't even making me no money at the time. You don't know what Gucci man was thinking. He haven't put out a record in a minute, You don't know what he thinking. But he wasn't thinking long term. And he wasn't thinking strategically. Because for the life of me, that makes no sense. Gucci not paying for that funeral. That complete funeral, and hitting the family off with a bag. Because that's a soldier that lost that war. That's equivalent to when someone goes overseas and a family member, loses his life while at combat. When they come back, their family got benefits. Their wife got benefits. You rappers making all these millions thinking that you just gonna take money and you put these dudes out there like soldiers because you need them to have that Pooh Shiesty ski mask, Nike tech image, and you use them, get what you can, and then say, oh, it's over. Our contract ended. We're not signing anymore. No, you invested in these dudes, man. Dude might even leave and go to another situation. The situation flops. And now he dead broke, and now this wolf is thinking that you owe him. You still owe him because he did this for you then and put all that money in your pocket, even though he got his money and he screwed it up. Bottom line, he feels that he's responsible for everything you have from when he was on your label. Now he dead broke, miserable. And you all the way at the top. You just created an enemy like you wouldn't believe. I mean, talk to me. Put your comments in the bottom. Let me know what's going on. I hope this wasn't too real for y'all. You know what I mean? Just keeping it 100. Because I already know how people get sometimes when when I get to do me. So, But that's Pooh Shiesty, Gucci Man, and that's everything that's going on with them, man. But I wanted to ask you some questions too, right? At the same time, I wanted to ask y'all, if a boss fails to protect your cousin while you're locked up, does that street code say you still owe him loyalty, or is the contract dead right there? That's my first question. My second question, because we're doing a little tutorial. My second question, matter of fact, I ain't even put my number up here. If anybody want to call, if I'm saying something wrong, call me, enlighten me. If I agree, I'll come up here and, correct that, apologize, whatever you want to call it, because, I'm just learning about this too. And I just want to get the message out there so people understand what's really going on, right? Now, number 2, did Gucci Man violate street code by allegedly not fully paying for Big Scar's funeral, or is business supposed to stay cold no matter what? Was Gucci Man supposed to say he died? That's his family business. That ain't mine. I had him sign to a contract. He ain't making no money. His funeral ain't got nothing to do with me making no money, so I'm done with it. Do you believe that stance? Or do you believe, no, he's supposed to look out for him because he's under his watch, because he's signed to his label and he's his soldier. He know he's going out there. They know he's doing some what we call crash dummy shit. That's like what Pooh Shiesty did with the sneakers, with some crash dummy shit. You know they're going to do that. So you have money put aside for that and all that, because they making money. So the money they making, you put it aside. But anyway, in the streets, once blood is disrespected, is anything fair game, even allegedly robbing a man who signed you? Should a label change still become the label after an artist dies, or does asking for it back cross the line? Do you think that Gucci crossed the line when he told him, give me back my chain after the man passed? Come on, man. Now, 5, if Pooh Shiesty felt betrayed first, is he wrong for allegedly turning into the villain? Or did the boss create his own monster? You think Gucci created that monster? Is a boss responsible for an artist's safety and family when that artist is locked up? Or is that an unrealistic street expectation? Is a boss responsible for an artist's safety and family when that artist is locked up? Or is that an unrealistic street expectation? Y'all definitely answer that one in the comment. Did Yo Gotti outboss Gucci by understanding the wolf's mindset? Or is he just next in line to get bit by the big bad wolf? Would you ever sign or work with a known wolf who lives by street code so strictly that loyalty matters more than money? Y'all make sure you answer that one, man. Like I said, my number up there, y'all want to call, but ain't nothing free. Don't call me no bull crap. I'm still on the phone no hour. Y'all would know how Cash App works. Let me get back to where we at. Would you ever sign or work with a known wolf who lives by the street code so strictly that loyalty matters more than money? Is he more dangerous to disrespect? Is it more dangerous to disrespect a wolf emotionally than to cross him financially? Now that's a good question. Which is worse, crossing a wolf emotionally or financially? Let's have some real talk here. Let's have some real talk here, Rob. If you were a boss, would you rather lose millions or lose respect in the street? And why? If you were a boss, would you rather lose millions or lose respect in the streets? And why? Make sure y'all subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel, Juanita Mecca Audio, and my brother Real Boss TTTV. You know, over on YouTube, got the banging mixtapes, all the cool music you want to just lay back and listen to when you ride. He even makes me USBs. He do his thing. And Unique Mecca Audio Prison Stories over at Unique Mecca Audio Prison Stories and Mecca Audio TV. And, you know, we going to dance around. We're going to do what we got to do. All right?
Cheers, cheers, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio.